actually, the story that I am asking you to think about is also a story I'm writing myself, so it's just kind of like a creative brainstorm about a couple. Basically, the story is between a professor, yeah? So, professor, he's a professor and he's an older man, yeah? And he goes to the city of Berlin. So there's an older professor who goes to Berlin and he goes to the club and he falls in love with a younger guy, and his name is Fritz. Fritz is the younger guy. And he's a student and he is very impressed with the old professor. And because of his power and knowledge. Yeah? So, but then as they start going out with each other and having a relationship, we are seeing that the relationship reverses. There is a kind of a switching of the power, because the younger guy, Fritz, realizes that, after all, this is just an old professor, and the old professor is not so interesting intellectually and doesn't care about him, so the younger guy starts torturing the older professor, actually. Yeah, so there's this, actually in French term we call it homme fatale. Behave in the household, who's doing the cooking and the cleaning. How do you imagine Berlin? When they go to a bar, what kind of people are around in this bar? But I want you to think about the last question, the very last line, the handout. Yeah. What is it like when they have sex? Do they have a good sex life? And who is the most satisfied?
At the beginning, the young man takes initiative, and the professor was aroused, yes, and then he leads the young man with his experience.
Professor looks like Alan Rickman, and Fritz looks like Alain Delon, the most beautiful man in the world. And Fritz fucks Professor very, very hard. Professor suffers the torture. He never screams or shouts it out. He just watched Fritz fucking him with eyes melted. Professor thinks it's very holy to have sex. Fritz wants him to shout, "Fuck me, louder!"
那个年轻人他本身是他攻受皆可，但是他偏向受，但是因为他强壮的身体跟他充沛的体力呢，教授喜欢他做攻，于是他也为这个教授做了一些改变，他有去超 fit 自己的身体。
So he thinks, sex should not only limited to body, it should be at the soul level. While the student, for him, he has libido and he's prudent, and so they have a quarrel about a philosophical problem. So that is, the emancipation of sex will result in human enlightenment. Will lead to human enlightenment.
I know the type.
这种类型的人。
We have a picture.
Wow.
感觉他们都是小朋友。
Wow.
Yeah. And one day, Professor entered a bar. It is a very friendly bar, but he doesn't know it is a gay bar. So he was kind of had some troubles, and he just tried to use the wine to comfort himself, and then he threw up. Unfortunately, onto a young man sitting beside him, and that man happened to be Fritz. So Fritz took him home and cleaned him and changed his clothes.
And cleanser. He didn't wash the clothes.
The young man tends to be a very a man who will seduce other men to have sex with him. So he flirted with the professor. The professor actually is a heterosexual, but he was made to have sex with this gay man.
No, the professor thinks he is
Okay.
heterosexual, but he makes this man into.
Yeah.
有
有一次呢，这个年轻人就是要求说要去攻这个教授，那教授当然是不停的喊着不要不要，但是这个教授当时已经被五花大绑绑在床上，他已经没有办法再去反抗了。那当年轻人挺进这个教授身体的时候，他就说，嘴上说着不要不要，身体不是这样子。
I think that was really amazing. Yeah, I mean, I feel really happy with all the stories. And is there any